If you see an iPhone and a Samsung, you are able to identify the two because the manufacturer has called them by their names. The people who produce iPhone call it an iPhone. The people who produce a Samsung call it a Samsung. It would be so unwise or unreasonable for you to argue otherwise. For you to say no, I want to prove that this iPhone is not an iPhone. Everybody will look at it like, is everything okay? It means that for you to know the real identity of a thing, it is what the manufacturer has called that thing. Like I wrote this book, Note to My Body, and I titled it Note to My Body. It would be so unwise for you to argue that no, madam, that's not Note to My Body. That is a note to my siblings, right? Because it will look so stupid arguing against what you don't know. You are who you are in your core. Your true identity is what your creator calls you. And who is your creator? God. You came through your parents from God. Or do you know where you were in your mother's when you were in your mother's womb? Do you know where you were before you were born? But he said that before I formed thee in your mother's womb, I knew thee. You came from God. He is your creator. He is your manufacturer. Meaning that what he calls you is your true identity. So it doesn't matter what any other person is saying. It doesn't matter what your parents has called you, your teachers, your neighbors, your peers. Who are you? God, the real you is who God has called you. Just the same way the people who manufacture iPhone called it an iPhone, the people who manufactured a Samsung called it a Samsung. God who manufactured you called you some names, and these are found in His Word, in the Bible. Right? When you pick an iPhone case, you will see it's written at the back, iPhone. You see the name. Go to the manual, you see how it was, everything, inside the manual, the manufacturer has produced it there. So the same way God has provided a Bible, to give us an idea of who this creator, this human that He has created, who is He? Fantastic. And what did God call you? He calls you a God. He even called you a God, with the small letter G. He created you in His image and likeness. He breathed the breath of life into you. He made you as beautiful, as He is. I mean, everything about God is in you. You are an expression of God, irrespective of your gender. You are a dimension of God, irrespective of your skin color, of your height, of whatever of your physical features. You are a dimension of God, and that is on a period. God expresses Himself through you. So, and He called you a God. He called you a royalty. You are a royal priesthood. He called you the source of the earth, the light of the world, the monarch of the universe is your father. You are a king, right? That is who you are in your core. That is who the manufacturer, your creator, has called you, and that is your true identity. You must know this. These are not affirmations. These are not the things that you say to so that you feel good about yourself. No, this is who you are. If you really believe in God, that you came from God, that God created you, then this is who you are, right? And as a child created by God, as a being created by God, He has loaded you with benefits. He created you with unlimited abilities. He created you with all the things that you need to thrive, to be great, to be successful in this part of eternity. It is those people who don't know who they are that they venture into yahoo, into prostitution, into other, get rich quick syndrome to get rich, because they don't know who you are. God has deposited all you need to excel in this part of eternity. He has deposited in you. You are a person of worth. Just imagine that God sent His best, His only begotten Son, to come and die for you. You are so important to Him. You are a person of worth. How do you know the worth of a thing? By how much you're willing to part with just to have that thing. Take for instance, you have an iPhone and other brands of phone, of lesser quality. People save, people save, to have an iPhone, and they don't mind parting with their millions to have an iPhone. But the same people wouldn't be willing to part with 100K for a lesser phone, right? So the worth of a thing is determined by how much you're willing to let go to have that thing. And God was more than willing. He let go of his best, his son, just to have you. So it doesn't matter what has happened to you. Just like the story, just like in Lion King, where I think Simba now has been, things has happened, and he felt like I'm no longer, I'm not my father, I'm not a lion. But then you're a cub, doesn't mean that you're not a lion. But when it came to the realization of who he was, everything around him changed. So you need to come to that realization of who you are. It doesn't matter your parent status. No, my darling. Your parent status cannot stop you. The richest people in the world are not the children of the richest people. The most influential people in the world are not the children of the most influential people. So whatever background you have, whatever status of your parents is not enough to stop you from reaching any heights you put your mind to. The only thing that can stop you is you. You are a king, you have dominion, you have a domain. As a king, you have a kingdom, right? And your first domain is your body. Is your body. And the Bible even said that your body is the temple of God. You must protect your body from harm. You must protect your body from sin, because you know that God dwells in this body. Just imagine, the creator of the heaven and the earth dwells in my body. Then what do you need to do? You need to live according to the standard of God. You need to use that body to glorify God. No, you need not to defile that body. Because the only people that were practically beaten in the Bible by Jesus were people who were buying and selling, defiling the temple. And it says your body is his temple. So please, guide it jealously. Guard it jealously. Know who you are, that you are important, you are a royalty, you are a king. So this knowledge will inform the way you dress. I'm still going to talk about dressing later. The friends you keep, the companies you keep, are this befitting of a king? The books you read, the movies you watch, the places you go. Do you think king go everywhere? No. So you need to let this sink into your subconscious, that you begin to live like it. So when that boy is pressuring you, come and sleep with me, come and do this, you know that no matter what is promising, no matter the threat, some other men will come with threats. Some other boys will come with threats. If you don't do it, I will not play with you. I will tell everybody in the class not to talk to you. If you don't send your nude, I will not be your friend. Nobody will talk to you again. Okay, fine. Are you more important than God? I am a child of God. Can anything beat that? I am a king. I am a God. God called me that. Right? So you will not seek the validation of anyone if you come to the full realization of who you are in God. You will not be at the beck and call of anybody at the expense of your values, at the expense of what you stand for. When you don't know who you are, or you don't remember who you are, you will misrepresent yourself. You will settle for less. You have established the fact that the best way to know the identity of a thing is what the manufacturer has called that thing. Just imagine somebody is holding an iPhone and you're arguing, no, that's not an iPhone, that's an Infinite. It doesn't change the fact that the person is holding an iPhone, right? The person will just look at you and just be like, that this one is not okay, right? So the same way, nobody should argue with you who you are. You must come to that full realization. Let it sink into your subconscious. So I put it to you today, dear teenager, that you are a person of worth. You are valuable. You are important in the scheme of things. You are important. The last time I checked, we have over 8.8 billion people in the world, and no two individual No two individuals has the same fingerprints. What does that tell you? Even science agree with God in this regard that you are unique, you are special. Be yourself. Every other person is taken. Every other person is taken. Be your authentic self, the person God has called you. There will be no need to want to alter any part of your body because you know who you are. You are original. As the way you are original. Like you are original the way you are, irrespective of your height or whatever it is. And I love this story about Simone Biles and Shaq O'Neal. I shared their story in this book, my book for teenagers, not to my body. You know, they are two individuals, like physical features miles apart, and they are both doing well in their respective fields. So God has something in mind when He created you, and He has created you to specification. As far as I'm concerned, and that is on a period. So you want to embrace your true self so that you are not thinking of conforming to every crowd. I want to be like this person. I want to be like this person. It's one of these things that make teenagers fall for sexual sin because they just want to conform, because they just want to be this person's friend. Because you're not called to be everybody's friend. You are not called to be everybody's friend. So, dear teenager today, know that you are valuable. God deposited a lot in you that is more than enough to serve you in this part of eternity. God has deposited a lot of talents, gifts in you that is more than enough to make you successful in this part of eternity. It is because those young people who engage in fraud, internet fraud, yahoo, those who engage in prostitution or all sort of vices just because they want to get money, they don't know who they are. When you don't know who you are, you will misrepresent yourself. The monarch of the universe is your father. He has given you everything. He has provided everything you need. What you need to do is to tap into it, is to obey instructions. Because the devil will try to deceive you. Who told you are a king like this? Look at where your parents are living. Look at the school you are attending. Look at the clothes. They can't even afford to buy good clothes or good shoes for you. And you think you're a king like this. It doesn't matter. You are like a house under construction. You are still growing. It doesn't matter your parents' status. You are destined for greatness. The richest people in the world are not the children of the richest people. The most influential people in the world are not the children of the most influential people. So, what is that? What is that the devil wants to use against you? The devil is just a distraction. It's going to distract you with some things that are exciting, right? Just do this. No, just do it. You can't be waiting on God. This one is taking too long. Just can't you see your mates? Can't you see the phone your mates are using? Can't you see the cars that small boys are driving? Don't you want to be like that? No. It's a bait of the enemy to destroy you. How many internet fraud people have made it to the list of the richest people in the world? With all the rituals, with all the things, how many of them have ever made it to the list of anything good in life? How many of them? Is that what you want your life for? So God has destined you for greatness. He created you in His image and likeness. He sent His Son to die for you, and He's already there for you. Created you, just like Him. So, dear teenager, never, ever, ever lose track from who you are, because that is what the devil wants. At every moment you lose track of your royalty status, you begin to act like slave. You begin to act like commoners. You begin to do everything everybody is doing. You begin to go everywhere everybody is going. No, never ever lose track of who you are. You have embraced a life of sexual purity. You have chosen to live a sexually responsible life. Focus on what your creator has for you. Focus on who your manufacturer has called you, because that is your true identity. For everything you achieve in this life, not only on sexual related matters, your identity is your core, is the foundation of everything you do, you achieve. When you operate from the perspective of a reality, of someone loved, honored, respected by God, it will help you in life. It will help you to skate through so many odds, so many temptations, challenges that the devil bring your way. So share this video. If you want to listen to this video, listen to it over and over again. Watch it over and over again. Send it to all your teenage friends. Send it to parents of teenagers, teens mentors, teens coaches, everything, everyone that has teen attached to them. Send it to them. And let God know that no, my children are coming to the awareness of who I have called them to be. No matter what that person is threatening you, if you don't sleep with me, you will not be promoted, I will not get admission, you will not pass your exam. Lecturers in university, doing sex for marks and all. No matter if the person is not God, no matter who that person is, he is a creature. Just talk to God. Just report him or her to God. That's all. God will handle that person. So do not sell yourself short. Never, ever, ever settle for less. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.